Good morning, students. This is Bhavna Sinha, your chemistry teacher. As you all know, in the last class we have started the chapter Atoms and Molecules. In this chapter, we have already discussed about the definition of atom. What is an atom? An atom is the smallest part of any element which takes part in the chemical reactions. See, chemistry is a subject which is totally related to chemical reactions, okay? And in these chemical reactions, atoms are going to participate, okay? And when they participate, they used to form molecules or they can form compounds. Now, the first topic which we are going to deal in this chapter is Dalton's atomic theory, okay? About this also I have already discussed some of the points in the last class, so we will discuss the next point, okay? Let us start with the first point of Dalton's atomic theory. What is the first point of Dalton's atomic theory? The first point of Dalton's atomic theory says that, you can see it is written over there, matters are composed of very tiny particles called atoms, okay? Regarding matter, you must have studied in chapter 1 what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass, okay? Whatever you see here and there, whatever you use, among those substances which has mass and which occupies space, that is called matter, okay? And it is, this matter is made up of small particles, and these small particles are called atoms. You can also call atom as the building block of matter. Why? Because when many atoms combine, they used to form matter. And in chemistry, this matter will be basically element, okay? We will take element as matter and we will discuss about these elements only by the means of chemical reactions, okay? Now the second point is written here, these particles are too small to see and cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Already I have told you that atom is very small in size, very tiny. So we cannot see it through our naked eyes, okay? First thing is that we cannot see it, okay? Now when you do any chemical reaction, neither you create a new atom nor you destroy the existing one. Neither you can create a new atom nor you can destroy the existing one. What you can do? You can only rearrange the atoms. Now what is the meaning of rearrangement? It means changing the position of the atom. You can change the position of the atom in the chemical reaction. That is called rearrangement. Or you can combine the atoms. That means if the atoms are not in the combined form, you can combine two or more than two atoms to form compound. Or if the atoms are in the combined form, you can simply separate them from each other, okay? So during a chemical reaction, neither we can create any atom nor we can destroy any atom. What we can do? We can do three things. We can rearrange the atoms, we can combine the atoms, we can separate the atoms, okay? So now the next one. Atoms of a specified element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Like we are taking the example of oxygen. Now oxygen is made up of millions of atoms. All the atoms which are present in oxygen element, they are similar in all respect. They are identical in all respect. Like if you compare their masses, it will be same. If you compare their shapes and sizes, it will be same. If you compare their chemical properties, it will be also same. So atoms of all the atoms of an element are identical in all respects, okay? Next point is showing atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. That means if you compare the atoms of two different elements like the atoms of carbon and oxygen, then you will find that they are not having any similarity. The atoms of carbon and oxygen are not same, are not having same masses, they are not having same shapes and sizes, they are not having same chemical properties. All the properties are different from each other. These points are told by Dalton in his Dalton's atomic theory. But when we will proceed further, we will see that actually the some of the points which was given by Dalton in his theory, that was proved to be wrong later on by the scientists. Okay. The next one is atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. That means if you have to form the compound, you have to combine the atoms, and when you are combining the atoms, that combination should always be in the whole number ratios like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You cannot combine the atoms in fractional form like 1 by 2 carbon, 3 by 4 oxygen. The atoms can never combine in fractional form. They used to always combine in which form? Simple whole number form. Okay. Atoms can only combine in fixed ratios, and those fixed ratios will be simple whole number ratios. Okay. After that, the last point is saying that the relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. That means when you are forming any compound, for example, you are forming water. What is the formula of water? It is H2O. So if you have to form water, first of all you need to take what? You have to take hydrogen and oxygen. If you are taking carbon and oxygen, you can never form the water. Okay. If you have to form water, you have to take hydrogen and oxygen. Now you can understand what is the number of atom of hydrogen in water. It is 2. And what is the number of atom of oxygen in water? It is 1. So if you are taking the ratio of number of hydrogen and oxygen atom as 2:1, then only you will be able to make water. If you are converting it into 2:2, you have taken hydrogen and oxygen, but the ratio you have changed. In water it is 2:1, but you have by mistake you have taken 2:2. So how much labor you do, whatever, how much time you use for that, you won't be able to make water. You will make a new substance, a new compound, which is known as hydrogen peroxide. Okay. And this hydrogen peroxide is a very poisonous gas. Water, we are knowing that none of the living thing can survive without water, and this hydrogen peroxide is a very poisonous gas. Okay. If small drops of this hydrogen peroxide will go inside a living thing, they won't be able to survive. So totally they are different from each other. The same atoms, hydrogen and oxygen, we have taken, but only we have changed the ratio of their number, and totally a new compound is formed. So we can say that if we have to form a given compound, we need to take the same atoms with the same numbers. That means the relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. Okay. So these points were given by Dalton in his atomic theory. Okay. Total 8 points were there, but many points in this was wrong, was proved to be wrong. Why? Because that time those things were not discovered. So whatever he has got the information on the basis of his experiments, he has given in his theory. Okay, he has given in Dalton's atomic theory. Like he told that the atom is made up of tiny particles, it is indivisible, but we are knowing that atoms are not indivisible, they are divisible, and they can be further divided into many fundamental particles, of which three are very important. Which three are very important? Electrons, protons and neutrons. Electrons, you must be knowing that electrons are negatively charged. Protons, you must be knowing protons are positively charged, and neutrons, they don't have any charge. So we can say no charge is present on the neutrons. That is why it is considered as neutral in nature. Okay. So what he has told that atoms are indivisible, that was just found out later on that it is totally wrong. Atoms are actually divisible, and they can be further divided into the fundamental particles. Total 12 fundamental particles are there. Rest you will read in class 11th. Here you should know the main three fundamental particles, that are electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay, and you will come across these terms many times. The next chapter, structure of atom, is there. In that you have to totally read about electrons, protons and neutrons. So you should know that you should remember that electrons are negatively charged particles of atom, protons are positively charged particles of atoms, and neutrons do not have any charge, so they are considered as neutral in nature. So this is all about the Dalton's atomic theory. Rest we will discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.